While guys like this, Alejo Muniz, just charged at him.
To watch that heat, you start to realize that, as we saw, there was a little bit of interference situation there that took Alejo out. But as you said earlier, Barton, the future in very good hands.
And this ride, I think it scored a 3 or something. You look at it, it was a 7 not so many years back, but in this day and age, with the high-flying aerial maneuvers, you know, he only got a 4, a high 3 on that one, but it was enough. And Evan Geiselman, there's our winner of the US Open Junior Final. Here he is getting chaired in, hugged, cuddled, and chaired to victory.
And a great victory there by the junior. And many have come before like this man. Then it was the All-Star Expression session.
Well, there were ups, downs, and all arounds, including a bomb there.
Beautiful cannonball.
Dusty Payne, high-flying Hawaiian. But Dane Reynolds, he had a good go. You see him there going for the El Roll. Oh, and Taj Burrow. But it was this man, Aussie Julian Wilson, pulled off a couple of those high-flying backhand air reverses south to take the heat.
Indeed, you know, to watch Julian and Dane both make backside 540s look like backside airs. It still blows my mind. I mean, look at this. That doesn't look like that's something. That's precision. You know, years ago that was something people just threw up and hoped that something would stick. But it's now gotten to the level where it's precision and done with style, and that's the progression of surfing in 2010. But then we see the main stage, Brett Simpson, Jordy Smith, never facing each other in man-on-man competition. Jordy Smith, of course, coming off a big win at Jeffreys Bay, his home break. And so Brett Simpson said, well, welcome to my town, sir.
And whacked it up there vertically on his backhand. And it was these backhand re-entries that stole the show. Prime time here at Huntington Beach, Surf City, USA, and their favourite son, Brett Simpson, just killing it.
Yeah, and the difference really today was that, you know, Brett Simpson, unlike Jordy Smith, as we see falling on the backside of reverse, Brett Simpson was able to make gold out of garbage. These weren't the best waves, but he surfed them the way they needed to be surfed. And that was really the difference. He was tactical in dealing with what Mother Nature gave him and able to successfully defend. Joining, as we mentioned earlier, Mark Akalupo and Tom Curran as the only other surfers to successfully go back-to-back. Of course, they wished that first prize was 100 grand in their day. Back-to-back for him. 100 grand last year and another 100 grand this year, and of course when it's the hometown, this is what happens.
What a great feeling. The ultimate sensation in professional surfing. Victory here at the US Open. Brett Simpson, back-to-back victories, even sweeter.
The 2010 US Open champion, Brett Simpson, $100,000 and a second title for that man. And Jordy Smith, defeated but still smiling because he has got to experience what must go down as arguably the greatest week of surf contest history.
Indeed, and what a great week it was. And we got to say, for all of you that have been watching the webcast at home, you know what an amazing level of presentation has been given to you with all of our different camera angles, you know, our in-the-water cams, our jib cams, and the replays, the waves on demand, the recaps. None of that would be possible without the hundreds of crew that have been behind this thing, from the people who built these stages and these rigs to our operators in the booth running this whole production. Thank you guys for making really not just a memorable week that happened. There you go.
Thank you to Pat O'Connell.
He's the happiest guy ever.
Yeah,
but really a memorable week that we can always go back to and look at. Thanks to Bob Hurley, Nike 6.0, Converse for raising the stage and building a stage for professional surfing to compete now at a level that competes against the rest of professional sports. It's right there now.
Absolutely. And Barton, when you look to the future and you think back to 2010 US Open, what's going to stay with you?
Well, mate, it's just a pleasure for me to be back on US shores. You know, like I said, 13, 14 years since I've been in America. A lot has changed. The performance has changed. But the energy here at Huntington Beach, the crowd, and you know, watching people win surfing competitions and watching the energy of everyone around it and the high that they all get, mate, I'll never forget this event. It's been a great pleasure for me to be involved. I've really enjoyed myself. I'm
just stoked to plug in to the energy, the good time energy of Barton Lynch. I thought that Pat O'Connell was the happiest guy on earth. That guy's a Scrooge compared to, compared to this guy. It's an honor. Having grown up with posters of you on my wall, mate, and wanting to be like you in the water, to be able to sit here and do an event with you for the weekend with you, Mark, this, hands down, is a great way to spend the week. Thank you.
Well, Sal, Barton, thank you. The two great goofy footers. Thank you for what has been a fantastic week. And, of course, as Sal mentioned, it does take a lot behind this event. You get to see the great pictures that the webcast crew bring you, but also to IMG, thank you very much to you. And a very special thanks, of course, to Bob Hurley and his vision for what the US Open could have become. He got his start here in Huntington Beach as a surf shop kid. He went on to be a shaper, and for him, this is a dream come true. Of course, also to Nike, this wouldn't have happened without Sandy Bodecker and their support and their hand in making the US Open the best action sports festival in the world. Nobody does sport better than Nike, and they showed it here today. To our co-commentators, of course, Chris Cote, Pat O'Connell, Rob Machado, Peter Mell, Jody Nelson, Sal Masakaya, Barton Lynch, I hope I've got everybody, Dave Stanfield, and of course, congratulations to our 2010 champions, Brett Simpson and Carissa Moore. The future of surfing is in great hands, but action isn't finished up yet.
No.
Next, up over to BMX, the Nike 6.0.